This recipe is a delicious green Thai curry. It was given to me by an Indian chef called Murray. You can knock it up in a hurry and it tastes good, no worries. Let's get on with it. First of all, I've got a mortar and pestle here, and what I'm going to do is throw in some coriander and some kaffir lime leaves, some bird's eye chilli, and these are the hot ones, so you don't put too many in there, and a little bit of ginger. And we're actually going to bruise them up in the mortar and pestle. And what this does is it smashes the outside of the flesh and really brings out the flavour. And this is the way to get a really good, rich flavour in your curry, just like you get at the Thai restaurants. So get in there and work that over until that's completely pulped. Now that's pulped up nicely. So we'll move on to our next step. Have a look at that. And leave all your leaves and everything whole, because that's what really brings out the flavour. Now, let's have a look at our seafood. I've got some green prawns, some fresh reef fish, that's sweet lip. I've got some bug meat and some big roe on scallops. Now, what we're going to do is going to throw this all in together, then serve it up on a bed of rice with some poppadoms. First thing we need to do now is to get our pan really hot. Okay, our pan's nice and hot, so I'm just going to put a splash of olive oil in there, not too much, and we're going to fry up some vegetables. And what I have here is some carrot, some Spanish onion and some celery, and we're just going to throw those in and saute them lightly for about a minute. Our veggies come along nicely, and you'll notice that I've got reasonably big chunks there because I've got reasonably big chunks of seafood. So the next step now is to take all our ingredients from the mortar and pestle and throw that in and fry that off as well. And that's where you get that wonderful Thai flavour from. And you want to give that about 30 seconds. Now that looks fantastic. So it's in with our seafood. Scallops, bug meat, prawns, sweet lip. And we're just going to fry that off lightly for about another 30 seconds. And then we're going to add a splash of white wine just to deglaze our pan. So we'll just keep working with that. Here we go, good splash, and that keeps our seafood nice and moist. There's not too much there, and also adds a wonderful flavour. So as we keep that there, and that's sealed on one side, and I'm just going to make sure that I seal both sides of this wonderful fresh seafood. Keep working it around, flip it over. You'll notice they're all cut about the same size, so they look good when they get served. That's looking good. Over with the scallop and the fish. Over they go. Just keep working that until the seafood's completely sealed, which is very close. And now, to really bring out the flavour, we're going to add our curry paste. Now this is green curry paste and it can be quite hot. So if you're not really into spicy things, try a little bit. But I'm going to go 2 big teaspoons full, and I'm going to work that through the seafood so it's completely covered. And I'm getting a really rich, dry aroma coming off this pan at the moment. And this is one of the great things about cooking. The senses are always being invigorated in some shape or form, and that is looking sensational. Now, a squeeze of fresh lime juice. And this can make the difference between a good and bad curry. This is an ingredient that I absolutely love. And you'll notice I'm putting it all in there and frying them all up together so you get those wonderful ingredients. That's good, our seafood's sealed off beautifully. And our next step, some hot pawpaw and mango chutney. A couple of teaspoons of that, and that just finishes off the flavour. Once again, we work that through and you can see our curry starting to build. And because seafood cooks quickly, we're not going to cook this for too much longer. We're just going to add some coconut cream, about half a cup, and we're just going to let that simmer until it thickens to a rich, smooth texture. Now that is looking absolutely fantastic. Look how that's reduced into a rich, thick sauce. Now, I'm just going to take a couple of poppadoms and poppadom them in the oven, the microwave oven that is, and they go in for about 30 seconds on high, and they'll be part of our dish. Look at this curry. So I've warmed up some rice and our poppadoms have come up nice out of the microwave. Now it's time to serve, and just have a look how this curry has come out. That is absolutely magnificent. Big chunks of fresh seafood, a rich curry sauce, and you can put it all together in about 5 minutes. That's what's so great about this dish. Let's just Spoon it all in there. Try not to make too much of a mess, Phippsy. Look at that. And of course the rice soaks up all those wonderful juices, that'll do. And we're just going to finish that off with some toasted coconut over the top. So there it is, green Thai curry. And where would a great dish like that be without a beautiful wine to go with it? And this one is a Yarra Valley Chardonnay.